Hello and welcome to the morning edition of MBC News with me, Evelis Chingambi. Our top stories this morning. President Chakwera orders the MDF commander to start the process of withdrawing troops from Eastern Democratic of Congo. Commentators hail President Chakwera for rejecting a proposal by fuel companies to hike fuel prices by over 30%. And the African Union Commission chairperson, Moussa Faki Mahamat, is in the country. Thank you for joining us. Now the news in detail. President Chakwera has ordered the Malawi Defense Force commander to begin preparations for the withdrawal of Malawian troops from Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. This order has been made to honor the declaration of a ceasefire by the warring parties there in order to pave way for their planned negotiations towards lasting peace that will bring stability to the SADC region. Commentators have hailed President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera for rejecting the proposal by fuel companies to raise fuel pump prices by over 30%. The commentators feel this is a clear manifestation of the political will of the country's leadership in sidelining with people at all times. More in this report by Grant Muhango.
To address the scarcity of fuel in the country, government procured 50 million litres of fuel from the United Arab Emirates through the government-to-government arrangement. As the country was waiting for the final drop to arrive in the country, in a twist of events, agents involved in the supply and distribution of the commodity proposed to government to raise the pump price by 30%. However, President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera has refused to endorse the proposal and has directed all concerned parties to rectify the problem within 48 hours. CCP Synod of Livingstonia General Secretary Reverend William Tembo says the president's decision will help cushion Malawians.
Every Malawian depends on fuel, diesel, on mobility for their small businesses or going to work and stuff like that. And to raise with a 30%, that means it's going to be a very big pinch to not only to a common Malawian, but to every Malawian.
Nika Institute Executive Director Moses Mkandawire says there is need for a balance in putting the welfare of people over profits.
The leadership of this country, in terms of what he is thinking, what he has proposed, is that he always thinks about the people of Malawi, particularly the poor, because if we are to raise pump price, as it were, to 30%, definitely to bring far-reaching, consequences when it comes to accessing certain products. So it's important that we have to look at the balance in terms of what the president is thinking on behalf of the people, but also what business communities are, proposing. So there has to be some kind of a balance in between.
AID Malawi Executive Director Muzondi Mkandawire has called upon the energy regulator to ensure business operators do not take advantage of the prevailing situation to raise prices of commodities.
This is a good development on what the president, the decision has made it, to make sure, the situation we are passing through in the country, economic crisis. So if today the president would have allowed it, things would become worse. So we do want to thank the state president, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, for making this a powerful decision.
Grant Muhango, MBC News, Mzuzu.
Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Moussa Faki Mahamat, is in the country. Mahamat was welcomed by Minister of Foreign Affairs, Nancy Tembo, and other government officials. Whilst in the country, Mahamat will hold talks with President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera on various issues between the Commission and the country. AU Commission Chairperson is expected to return home today. Minister of Labour, Engineer Vitumbiko Mumba, has warned companies and organizations that hire expatriates to ensure that the expatriates do not exceed a 6-year term of service as stipulated in the labour laws of the country. He was speaking when he inspected Bishop Mackenzie International School in Lilongwe. At the institution, it was discovered that out of 62 teachers, only 7 are Malawians. Eunice Yovo reports.
The Minister of Labour, Engineer Vitumbiko Mumba, who was in company of top ministry and immigration officials, first met junior staff before meeting management of Bishop Mackenzie International School. It was the discussion with management where the minister established that there are more foreign teachers at the school than locals, which the minister described as not fair for the indigenous qualified Malawians who can take up the jobs.
We cannot be talking of job creation when jobs are being taken by foreigners in our country. The issue is, as per law, and I'm saying this not only for BMIS, I'm saying this for every other organization, whether be it in any NGO or whatever it is, the law says an expatriate can work in Malawi for a maximum of 6 years, period. All right? If you're working for a company, you can work for the company for 6 years maximum. And from the first day you start work, you're supposed to have someone, a local Malawian, whom you will train, identified by the company, who will take over after those particular 6 years. If you continue working for that particular company after 6 years, there must be justification.
From the grievances of junior staff, the Ministry of Labour verified claims that staff members were subjected to a healthy policy that required an HIV test before joining, then every year thereafter. The management of BMI acknowledged the discriminatory policy but said the school stopped using it in 2021 and are in process of reviewing the general policy. The minister ordered that the arrangement be removed from their workplace policy immediately.
In as much as the new administration, which is led by the new director, they stopped doing those tests in 2021, but it's still a policy that has been available, it's still there. Someone can come next time and say, let's implement it. So one of the major key things which we have in our records, over 30, a number of test results, is the HIV mandatory test for employees, which we feel that is, not to feel, it is inconsistent with the law.
The Minister of Labour has since sent a warning to all international schools in the country to stop all sorts of discrimination against the Malawians. He said the ministry has complaints ranging from salary disparities, lack of career opportunities, unlawful dismissals, and general mistreatment of local staff. Eunice Jovu, MBC, Lilongwe.
The Israeli government says it will continue supporting Malawi in various sectors of grassroots development in areas such as health, education, and agriculture. Israeli ambassador to Malawi, Michael Lotem, made the remarks in Lilongwe after donating 300 desks to Lilongwe City Council. More details in this report by Lonjezo Sodoga.
The 300 desks have been distributed to some of the primary schools in the city which were in dire need. Israeli ambassador to Malawi, Michael Lotem, says the relationship that exists between Malawi and Israel dates back decades ago, hence need for Israeli government to support Malawi where there is a need. Lotem says his government is committed in supporting Malawi in various developmental sectors.
We have different activities planned for 2025. Now that I see the urgent need for this, but we are planning things in medical, in water, in different other sectors as well. The friendship goes for many, many decades, and it's from top to bottom, from the president to the students, from grassroots to the top.
Receiving the donation, Mayor for Lilongwe City, Esther Sagawa, appreciated the gesture, saying the desks will have a profound impact on learners' outcomes. Sagawa also disclosed that Lilongwe City looks forward to benefit more from Israeli government through a sister city initiative.
This only entails that we have a very good working relationship with the country Israel, and also in his speech he mentioned that he really wants Lilongwe City Council to have a sister city in Israel, because we would also want to benefit from that kind of relationship that we can create and maintain.
One of the schools to benefit from the desks is in Komachi Primary School in Lilongwe City Center constituency. Legislator for the area, Alfred Gia, said the gesture will ease the burden of learners who have been attending classes while sitting on the floor.
We need more desks, and the numbers themselves, they tell a big story. that each and every class there's overwhelming figures, learner to teacher ratio is very big. And now with the coming in of this assistance, it will go a long way.
According to Lilongwe City Council, Lilongwe Urban has 57 public primary schools and over 157,000 learners across 10 zones. The 300 desks will be distributed to 4 constituencies within the city, with Mlodza, Nkomashi, Nsambajiko and Mtsiliza primary schools benefiting. Lonjezon Sodoka, MBC News, Lilongwe.
A global grouping of parliamentarians who advocate for environmental conservation, known as Climate Parliament, has spoken of the need for Malawi and other African countries to prioritize electricity and solar energy for cooking. Speaking during a training workshop in Lilongwe for members of parliament from different African countries, Climate Parliament Director for West and Central Africa, Emmanuel Mafo, said the perception that using electricity for cooking is expensive has led to continued wanton cutting of trees in Africa. Eunice Jovu has a report.
In their quest to create clean power for all, Climate Parliament is sensitizing members of parliament across Africa by taking political action to help save the planet. Emmanuel Mafo, Director for Climate Parliament, West and Central Africa, says if parliamentarians in the region sensitize people in communities on dangers of fossil fuels, there will be a faster transition to use the renewable resources in energy production. He said the perception on electricity should change to save trees.
The alternative that has been suggested is using electrical cooking mechanism, which depends on electricity. But then the issue is that there are problems associated with perception. People think that using electricity to cook is very expensive, and so we need to be able to give education to people who matter, particularly parliamentarians, because they represent the masses of the people. They influence policies. They can dictate the direction of the country's budgets.
Chairperson for Parliamentary Committee on Natural Resources and Climate Change, Weran Chilenga, whose committee is part of the Global Parliament, says Malawi Parliament will take up the duty to encourage people, especially in urban centers, to use electricity for cooking if the country is to win the battle on deforestation.
The government would come in by supporting the importation by reducing unnecessary taxes which are charged on these electric appliances.
In her remarks, Maggie Matinga, an energy consultant with Energy Access and GESI, acknowledged the challenges that are there for people in communities to access necessary gadgets for electricity and solar cooking. Matinga said Malawi government, with the help of partners, is doing everything possible to bridge the gap.
So our role has been to advocate with multilateral development banks, with governments, with CSO, so the civil society, but also with we work mostly with women and women's group to make this available at an affordable price for people. And the way we're doing this is negotiating with the private sector, bulk purchasing. We're negotiating with financial institutions about loans. But also, if you come to Malawi, the Malawi government has committed in its strategy, electrification strategy, to reach 80% electrification rate by 2035. That is a great opportunity. That means by 2035, at least 80% of Malawians will have either grid or off-grid electricity.
Climate Parliament was set up in 2009 and has more than 700 legislators from 70 countries. Eunice Jovu, MBC.
You're watching the morning edition of MBC News with me, Evelis Chungambi. A reminder of the top stories. President Chaguera orders the MDF commander to start the process of withdrawing troops from Eastern Democratic of Congo. Commentators hail President Chaguera for rejecting a proposal by fuel companies to hike fuel prices by over 30%. And the African Union Commission Chairperson, Musa Faki Mahamat, is in the country. Welcome back. The Ministry of Trade and Industry has praised savings and credit cooperatives, SACCOs, in Malawi for promoting financial security at the household level and encouraging disciplined saving habits that have helped many households to achieve financial independence. The minister responsible, Sostin Gwengwe, made the remarks during a dinner organized by the United Civil Servants SACCO in Zuzu. Jackson Sijali with a report.
Recognizing the critical role SACCOs play in the country's economic development, Minister of Trade and Industry Sostin Gwengwe commended all SACCOs for their positive contributions toward economic transformation. He highlighted that SACCOs have been instrumental in wealth creation at the household level by fostering a culture of saving and supporting small and medium enterprises in their business ventures. The minister also acknowledged United Civil Servants SACCO for emerging one of the fastest growing SACCOs in Africa, a milestone that aligns well with the Malawi 2063 agenda for national development.
Our grand vision, the Malawi 2063, talks of wealth creation but also self-reliance. And that is exactly what SACCOs are achieving in this country at a household level, where they are creating wealth by the various products and services they are offering. And once that wealth is created, they are also making households self-reliant economically or financially. And that financial security is very important because instead of over-reliance on government, it makes households self-reliant and giving chance to government to concentrate on other development agenda.
Chief Executive Officer for the Malawi Union of Savings and Credit Cooperatives, Musko Fumbani Nyangulu, emphasized that SACCOs are essential in improving the economic well-being of individuals and communities across the nation.
If I ask somebody now to say, why are you not starting any business, for example, they'll tell you I don't have capital. So what SACCOs do is, the little that you're getting, you can start saving slowly. Those drops in 2 years, 3 years time, 5 years time, they're never the same. They grow. You start now talking that I have capital.
Chief Executive Officer for United Civil Servants SACCO, Francis Waliwa, said the SACCO has achieved a surplus of 12 billion kwacha this financial year, alongside providing employment opportunities for many young people.
We have made a profit of 12 billion. Last year, the previous year, we made a profit of 7 billion, which means the growth there is above 60%. And, we are going to give also good dividends.
Earlier in the day before the dinner, the minister participated in an environmental conservation initiative by planting a tree at Shibwaka village in Chikangawa plantations in Nkatabe as part of the UC SACCO 2028 agenda to plant 2 million trees. The minister also toured the UC SACCO offices to appreciate their services and operations. Jackson Sijali, MBC News, Mzuzu.
Over 14,000 people in Neno have started benefiting from the Climate Smart Enhanced Public Works program, pegged at about 650 million kwacha. District Commissioner for Neno, Rosemary Nawasha, says the program is one of the initiatives that government is implementing in the district to caution the effects of climate change and El Nino-induced hunger. Details in this report.
Neno is one of the districts in Malawi usually hit by hunger. This is mostly due to dry spells from the effects of climate change. And speaking at the Gowe Community Center during the beginning of the payment of funds to beneficiaries of the Climate Smart Enhanced Public Works Program Phase 3, District Commissioner for Neno, Rosemary Nawasha, said apart from conserving the environment, the initiative is one of the measures government has put in place to caution the people against hunger. Nawasha said 14,109 people receive 48,000 kwacha each month.
The purpose of this program is to make sure that our environment is being maintained. We are here today for a pay parade. These people, they worked for 30 days. Now we are here to give them money. Per day they receive 1.6. So today each one will get 48,000 for this month only. We are in phase 3. They are already into phase 4, which means next month we'll also be here to issue them with some money. These monies are helping them to buy food if they don't have food, or to start small-scale businesses which can assist their families, the needs they have in their home.
One of the beneficiaries, a 66-year-old Christa Chimpwitika of Ungala Village, Chief Mlaudi's area, said the money would be used to buy food.
The government has rescued us from hunger. I have just lost my granddaughter, who has left children under my care. I can assure you, without this program, the children would not have survived. We thank God for allowing this government to implement this program. Honestly, I'm very grateful.
Neno is one of the districts in Malawi failing to recover from last year's dry spell after it has been hit again this year. Blessing Kanache, NBC News, Neno.
Member of Parliament for Chitipa South, who was one of the DPP senior members, Werani Chilenga, has joined the Malawi Congress Party, MCP. Chilenga was officially welcomed into the party by MCP Secretary General Richard Chimwenobanda during a political rally held at Ntalile in Chitipa district. Speaking to NBC, Chilenga said he has joined the ruling MCP following the visionary leadership of President Chakwera, who is transforming the country despite the economic challenges the world is passing through. 2 DPP councillors and 1 UTM councillor in Chitipa also joined the MCP during the political rally alongside thousands of DPP supporters. And now moving on to sports. The Malawi women's national football team head coach Love Mofaziri has named a 30-member provisional squad for the upcoming February FIFA International Winter Camp. The team is set to begin training tomorrow. Praise Majawa has compiled this report, being read by Norbert Jemison.
Initially, Malawi was scheduled to face Congo-Brazzaville in the Women's Africa Cup of Nations WAFCON qualifiers. But according to Football Association of Malawi, the team will now proceed with the camp following Congo's withdrawal. A statement released by FAM has indicated that they are exploring the possibility of securing a friendly match during the FIFA international window, which is between 17 and 26 February. The squad features several first-time call-ups, including goalkeepers Yamika Nikaonga, Rejoice Nyirenda, and Fatsani Moses. In defense, Tamara Smeza from Blue Eagles has earned her maiden selection. The midfield sees new additions in Doreen Dixon from MDF Lioness and Judith Kumbemba from Red Lioness. Up front, forwards Mayami Kunkandawire and Grace Kakwangula are among the players included in the squad. Regular members such as Mese Sikero, Irene Kumalo, Faith Chinzimu, Letitia Chinyamula, Asmenye Simwaka and Zainab Kapanda have retained their places.
And that's it from our newsroom this morning. A recap of the top stories before we leave. President Chakwera orders the MDF commander to start the process of withdrawing troops from Eastern Democratic of Congo. Commentators hail President Chakwera for rejecting a proposal by fuel companies to hike fuel prices by over 30%. And the African Union Commission chairperson, Musa Faki Mahamat, is in the country. For more news, scan the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen or subscribe to our SMS services by dialing *364#. You were with me, Evelis Chingambe. Thanks for watching and good morning. News.